Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from the Glens Creek Distillery. This is Cafe Ole, coming in at 51.3% ABV. No official age statement on the bottle. So, more recently, I was able to travel down into Kentucky and visit some really cool places. One of them that I never heard of was Glens Creek Distillery, and our tour guide was like, we gotta go there. It is a great place, and honestly, you could blink and drive right past it. It's really close to the Castle and Key Distillery, but I gotta say this was by far my favorite place to visit. I could have went bankrupt just by buying all their offerings. They basically keep everything in-house. Very few bottlings actually get outside of the distillery. One of those is their OCD number 5. You can actually find that in a few areas, but for the most part, what you see is what you can get there. And everything is basically single barreled, where they're kind of not putting age statements on things because they're tasting and finding the perfect time to pull it versus relying on, oh, this has been so much time, we got to pull that one, which is really cool. It's a love to that craft. The interesting thing behind the Cafe Ole is that this is actually the same mash bill as OCD number 5, except on the barley, they've done a heavily toasted grain with it. So it changes up the profile completely. And I wanted to share this one with you along with some of their others down the road. So let's go ahead and jump into this one. As always, we're going to be trying it 2 different ways. First way, neat, no ice, no water. Second way, we'll add just a drop of water, see if anything changes up. But this by far was one of my favorite bottles from them, and I was so happy to bring this one home. And I want to go back and pick up some more other things because it was just a phenomenal time. But as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit. If you're interested in some other bottlings from the Glens Creek Distillery, as they get reviewed, they'll be linked up above and down below for you to check out as well. But the lady there was very friendly. We got to try all sorts of different things. She took care of us, and it was just an amazing experience. But look at that dark, dark color. It's gorgeous. Rumor has it the corn mash bill on this is like 80-85% from what I've been able to find out, but nothing official on that. So, let's go for notes. Oh, and it's sweet, creamy vanillas with a beautiful waxiness in there. And I tend to find a wax characteristic in a lot of your craft distilleries. Oh, but there is also a milk chocolate almost coffee note going on, and that has to be from that heavily toasted barley because it is sweet yet such a beautiful almost caramely chocolate, just rich and decadent nose. And at 51%, it doesn't come across warm or ABV hot or anything off on that. And even though it's probably a high corn build, you really don't tell much on the nose from it. It brings across almost a coffee liqueur note to it. It's got kind of that espresso with a little bit of caramel in there, and it's just rich and sweet. Yeah, I love it. It is so unique. And I've only had one other thing that's using the heavily toasted barley, and it's the Ardcore from Scotland. And it's good, but it's nothing like this. Nothing at all. All right, let's go for a taste. It's rich. Coats the palate beautifully, a little oily, and you're getting these beautiful vanillas, caramels, coffee, and it's rich. And then as you keep letting it kind of rest on the palate and letting it go through the mid to the finish, you're getting that roasted, toasted note going on. The barley is soft and a little waxy from it, but the coffee notes in here for me are beautiful. It is like a black coffee on the taste, but not just like a typical run-of-the-mill coffee, like a beautifully craft coffee going on. There's nothing wrong with that sip at all. It doesn't drink warm or off or even like a craft whiskey. It just has such a unique profile to it because of that charry barley going on. It's a little sweet. It's got this beautiful almost, again, as you keep going back, you're getting a little more of a bruleed caramel on the top here. You get that beautiful craft note in there, that waxiness, and it's just rich, delicate cacao and milk chocolates. And coffee, and everything you want. It's just, I've never had anything like this distillery. There's not a fault there. All right. Let's go ahead and add a drop of water. See if anything changes up. Never know until we try. Really curious on this one. But again, that profile is just so unique. And I love seeing unique whiskeys. That's something I love showcasing here on the channel because you gotta visit this place to pick this up. And again, I already want to drive back. I'm already planning, like, next time we go down there, we gotta stop because I want to pick up some more of the bottles because I might need more of this by that point. Oh, all right. Let's go for notes on the water version. Oh, that's just sweeter. How did that get even more milk chocolatey sweet? Beautiful espresso notes showing up even more. Oh, I've never had it, but every time I see it done, this is what it reminds me of. Where you take that chocolate bar and you have the espresso melting over the top of it. I've never had it, but I gotta guess that that's what this smells like. Because it is sweet, chocolatey, caramel goodness, but the roasted notes in here from the coffee notes of that roasted barley are really pungent. It is beautiful. Still no ABV, nothing harsh, no off notes. It's just as friendly and inviting. Let's go for a taste. It is great on the palate. Getting a little more tingle from the ABV on there, but it's still not off. The coffee notes, the caramel, the roasted elements going on in this sip are just divine. Right up front, you get a little bit of oakiness now, and then it kind of rides into that charriness, the toasted barley going on, the coffee notes, the caramel, the milk chocolate, and it just kind of sits there and percolates for a bit on the palate. That is a great sip. As always, it doesn't matter what you drink or how you drink it, as long as you enjoy it. Enjoy this one however you want to. You just need to enjoy it because it is great. All right, let's talk about market price because we all know market price is market price and it's always going to vary. So at their distillery, this cost, I think it was like $63 for my checks. And to be honest, it's worth that every day of the week. It's amazing. I have had top name brands that can't bring across this profile. It's beautifully done. They're doing everything in-house, distilling it themselves, and this profile is so unique. It's sweet, it's charry. It is exactly what you want when you hear the words Cafe Ole, because it almost does give you like a, what I call it, like the chicory vibe, where it's got this little bit of that ground roots in there, and it's kind of got this bit of spice, and it just has this milk chocolate goodness going on with that caramel and that roasted element. It's by far worth every penny. I would pay a little bit more even if I had to. If you get the opportunity to visit here or to try any of their whiskeys, it's 100% worth the visit. Big shout out to them because again, I love showcasing such a unique profile and I want to send them some love because this is great. So yeah, there you have it, folks. Glenns Creek Distilling Cafe Ole. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirits I should go looking for, also let me know down below. Love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may our last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, and I really like it. It might